Alright, look. I'm going to keep this short and I'm going to keep this simple because I know exactly how this game is going to go. We all know exactly how this game is going to go. The big title decide, as everyone seems to call it, of Bayern versus Leipzig. Now, of course, the two best teams in Germany clashing against each other. Us missing Lewandowski. I actually made a video talking about it, but I didn't upload it because my point is very simple on the Lewandowski matter. It's that, yes, it's a loss. Of course, it's a big loss. You know, he's one of our pillars in attack, but it's not the biggest loss. Like, we're not like a team that depends on one player. Like, we can very much compensate with that. We've got so many weapons, and yes, he was probably one of our, or he might have been our main offensive weapon, but we have other weapons that are just as dangerous. You know, maybe not quite as dangerous, but just as dangerous in the sense that other teams will have to be careful. Like, on him missing does not automatically make us a bad team. So I'm not worried against Leipzig, and I'm not worried against PSG. Now, here's the thing, though. Well, something I must say, all right? We all know how this game is going to go, which is why I'm going to keep this preview very, very short. It's going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw. We all know it. Whenever we play against Leipzig, it typically ends up in a draw. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. When we play against the Nagelsmann Leipzig, it ends up in a draw. And so that's my prediction for this game. It's a draw. I'm coming up with the prediction right away. I'm not talking about the players. I am going to talk about the players, but I'm saying the prediction right from the get-go. It's going to be a draw, a high-scoring draw. I'm predicting either a 2-2 or 3-3, if I'm being completely honest. I'm leaning towards 2-2. So we're gonna go over 2-2 draw. So that's my prediction, my score prediction, right out the get-go, like right out of the way, like it's out there now, right? You all know my prediction. So some of you may be wondering, if my prediction's a draw, then what do I think of the Bundesliga? I think they're gonna choke it. It's very simple. I think we're gonna dominate it, and they're gonna choke it. It's very, very simple. Once we smell blood in the water, we don't really let off. Like, we just kind of go for it. So Leipzig, they won't maintain that. They'll get another draw here, another loss here, whereas we'll just keep on winning. It's very, very simple. So I think we'll win the Bundesliga. I'm confident. Like, this season, it is like the total opposite of like usual me, right? Because usual me is very much also very confident, but usually me is always as confident as our players. This season, me as well, our play is atrocious, but I'm even more confident than normal because our play is so bad, but we still are not losing. So, like, put those two together, it makes no sense. That just means to me, yeah, we're winning it all. So that's my prediction. 2-2 draw against Leipzig. Now, the question, of course, will be who will play for Lewandowski. And some have said to Gnabry. I think it's Choupo-Moting. I think it's very much Choupo-Moting because Gnabry, for me, I've talked about this very briefly in like a different video where I talked about our three wingers and how I would defend him if I was still playing football. But Gnabry, to me, the thing about him that is the most dangerous is his unpredictability. And you don't really have that centrally because him being central, you know, he kind of has the strength where, like, he can slow things down a lot to crawl, but like he generally tends to just run, just like get the ball, and like he's off. Whereas you have like Sané, who's a lot more careful with his dribbling, Coman, who's a lot more, okay, I've got the ball, and now I'm trying to like go on the outside, or now I'm trying to like do this and that. Where he gets the ball, is like, okay, now I'm gonna shift to my right, and now I'm gonna shoot. So you always need two defenders on him. You always need the fullback and at least one of the centre backs, or at least one of the covering midfielders. So you don't really have that as a striker. Of course, it kind of works because we're not really a team that has a focal point. Yes, we have Lewandowski, of course, who is sort of a focal point, but if you actually look at our team compared to other teams, and this season a little bit different, because this season Lewandowski has scored like 40% of our goals, but if you take away his penalties, I would say it's about maybe 20% of our goals, so it's not like that drastic, but we are a team that like can score from any angle. Now, the reason why I would play Choupo-Moting ahead of him as well is because Choupo-Moting offers you height, and the likes of Gnabry doesn't do that. You know, Gnabry, he's a player that is, I would consider him a best finisher, not best striker, obviously not, but a best finisher in terms of like just shooting. Which is kind of ironic considering I felt that way the whole time, but then he missed his like gilt-edged chance with Germany. But in general, I do think he is our best finisher. I think he's got the. Alright, I'm not going to go into a whole debate of like what finishing is to me, alright, but like in terms of like finishing with his shots, he's the best finisher. Lewandowski is obviously the more complete striker, striker, keyword here striker, but Gnabry is a better finisher, at least with his feet. Choupo-Moting is not that. He's not that clinical. Like, he's had plenty of chances and he could have scored easily a lot more goals, but he's not that clinical. But what he does give you is that he actually knows where to be as a striker. We've seen this in the games that he's played, and that's the frustrating thing with him. It's not that he doesn't get chances, because he always gets chances. Every time he plays, he gets chances because he knows how to move, he knows where to be, he knows how to attack. It's not so much knows how to attack, but he knows where to he knows how to move in relation to the other teammates around him. So, you know, how to play the give and go, where to go, you know, and anticipate the cross, these kind of things. He knows that very, very well. The fact with the thing with him has been that he's not that clinical, because he gets to that position, he gets the shot off, and then it's just, nah, it's not going in. And obviously that's something that we'll have to work on, but I'd much rather have someone create, or someone at the end of the chances, than someone not be at the end of the chances but be more clinical when the chances eventually do fall to him. And I do also think that our wingers are our biggest strength, alongside Müller, our creativity from the flanks and from center. So, like, you know, if we supply Choupo-Moting with enough chances, he will get those goals. And against Leipzig, I think if he starts, he will get a goal. Ooh, yeah. I do think that's going to be the case. Now, I also do think Sané is going to score, because I feel like Sané, there's just something with Sané at the moment where I'm like, every time he plays, I'm like, yeah, he's going to score, isn't he? He's going to score, isn't he? He's going to score. So that's my thoughts on Sané right now. That I'm just thinking, yeah, he's going to score, isn't he? He's going to score, isn't he? He's going to score, isn't he? Now, it's interesting. Who do I think will score for Leipzig? Now, I'm actually not sure who is injured with Leipzig and who is not, but my guess would be Mukiele and Nkunku. For some reason, Nkunku, every time I watch Nkunku, he scores or assists. Every time I watch Mukiele, he scores or assists. Like, because I'm going to be watching that game, obviously, one of them is going to score or assists. And since I'm predicting a 2-2 draw, I'm going to say, well, Mukiele is going to assist Nkunku, and Nkunku is going to assist Mukiele. So it's going to be a 2-2 draw. And again, from our perspective, I think Choupo is going to score a goal and Sané is going to score one. So that is my thoughts. Obviously, Lewandowski being injured now, the 40-goal Gerd Müller record, I personally never cared about that. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't care about the records, all right? Records, schmeckets, who cares? What I care about are the trophies. That's the important thing. Records, they're going to be forgotten by me the second he's gotten that record. Like, if he got the record today, you know, I would have already forgotten about it by tomorrow. I don't care about individual records, if I'm being completely honest. I never have. Team records, you know, and trophies, that's what I care about. So Bundesliga trophy, you could say, is on the line. Very much. I don't think we're going to lose this. I don't think they're going to lose this. I think it's going to be a draw, because it always is when we play against Leipzig. Then a big one against Champions League against PSG. We'll talk about that after Saturday. I've got a few things lined up that hopefully, if they pan out, you'll see. But I'll see all of you ladies and gentlemen in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out. And as always, bye.